Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with a special unboxing video. Before we get to that knife, I wanted to start out with this one. This is my Spyderco Mule Team number 24. This is the Mule Team done in Maximet steel. I have some pretty great handles on this knife. If you go way back to the beginning of my channel, I did a review on this knife and I kind of discussed the handles and everything, but just for a refresher, these are carbon fiber handles produced by a company called Halpern Titanium. Halpern Titanium being sort of a mom and pop show running out of the Northwest. They used to supply custom knife parts and slowly but surely they've built up a business of actually producing Midtech knives as well as these Spyderco Mule Team handles. So they make a series of these handles for this. If you don't know what a Mule Team is, go ahead and look that up on the Spyderco forums and go over to the Spyderco website and learn about it. A great project. But these handles are hard to come by, or were, until they started producing them, and I have loved them. They've been super high quality and super nicely milled. So when I found out that Halpern Titanium had a subsidiary knife company called Rivers Mfg, I got excited. A while back, I learned about a collaborative knife that they did with Bob Terzoula, the BT1000, and that's what's inside this box. They sold those about 2 years ago. They had a bunch of different versions, titanium, carbon fiber. I think they had some G10 or even micarta, but a super nice knife, and I always lusted after it, but it's hard to find them. But recently, Marianne Halpern, she goes by the handle @mtycoon on Instagram, and they've got a Facebook group as well. They posted about some knives that they found in a back room somewhere, about 10 or 15 of these knives that suddenly were ready for production again. This is the BT1000 in full titanium. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and open up the box here. They ship it in this really nice box. It's pretty good presentation right here. It's got the card right there, so you can see that they're coming out of Massachusetts there. Lifetime warranty against, normal use. And then you open it up, and here we go. This is the knife right here. This is the BT1000. This is an amazing little knife from Three Rivers Manufacturing and Bob Terzoula. Yeah, the legendary Bob Terzoula. So I recently had a full custom, oh, look at that, I messed that up. A full custom Terzoula on the channel. And that was my first experience. I've known about Terzoula and his designs for quite a while. He's really the father of the modern tactical folder. And this collaboration, I think, was one of the very coolest ones, particularly considering the price point. Now, this is a fully handmade American knife. This is made in small batches. This one in particular was basically handmade by the owner, Les Halpern. Basically, he put this knife together himself. He sharpened it. He put all the finishing touches on it because it was sort of a special project because they found a few of these and said that they were ready for production again. So they just did this very small batch, and this is such a nice knife. Just fresh out of the box. I really just opened this earlier this afternoon. Just had a couple of flips with it, and then I thought I'd put it on camera here. So really, first impressions here are very good. You can feel the quality. Perfectly on center. These handles just blow me away with the intricate milling that's going on. They've done a beautiful job. So it looks like they've done this sort of crosshatch type pattern, and then they've gone back and done this starburst pattern or sunburst, whatever you want to call it, around the pivot, or sort of faux bolster looking like that. And that really sticks with Bob's design language. He does a lot of bolster work. He usually has a separated handle, like there's a nice bolster of some exotic metal, and then a handle scale of some exotic wood or mammoth or some other crazy metal. He just makes these beautiful and super exotic knives, and this really keeps with that styling, but it brings it all in a much more functional package. It's got a really well done clip right here. That's going to ride really nice and low. Very simple construction, just one screw right there and the pivot screw. Super strong shouldered standoff pin or stop pin that you can see right there. That looks super powerful, super strong. It is a thumb disc deployment. A lot of Bob's knives are thumb disc deployment. Sorry, my flicking is not that good right now. This does run on phosphor bronze washers. Let's see if you can see those inside there. It runs on washers. As a matter of fact, this might not be phosphor bronze. Someone told me that this might be actually black Teflon. Let me look at this really closely. Not really sure. It doesn't actually look like phosphor bronze looking at it really closely. So I may have to do a takedown of this. That's a pretty big pivot right there. I may need to find out what size that is. That may be T15 or T20 or something like that to open up that pivot. So to take this knife down, I'm going to have to take a look at that. I'll be curious to see what's inside there. I'll also be curious to see if phosphor bronze might be a reasonable alternative to sticking those in there. I have a couple of those laying around, so that might be an interesting project. But, you know, right out of the box, it does actually flick pretty smoothly. You're able to flick it if you get your finger on it at the right angle. You can spider flick it really nicely. It works very well in the traditional thumb opening like that. It's just pretty smooth. I think it will wear in a little bit. I really wonder what that material is and just how much smoother this is going to get. So I'll keep you updated on that. I can feel the solidity. There's no blade play at all. Even when the blade is disengaged right here, there's no blade play at all. Solid lockup. Something I have noticed right away, there is no lock bar insert. And even though this area right here is chamfered and kind of cut away, it actually makes for a little bit of a sharp edge right there. But that's really sort of a minor issue. That's not even an issue, really. It's just a testament to how extensively milled these handle scales are. Let's get an appreciation for some of these details. There's a carbon fiber backspacer. That's really nice. I think on the carbon fiber one of these, they made a G10 backspacer, so that was a little odd there, but happy to see that it's carbon fiber on this one. They've done a beautiful job with the blade here. This is 3.5 inches of CPM 154. Right there you can see the Three Rivers Manufacturing, logo right there. And then up front we've got the Terzoula logo. I need to find out what that means on there. Someone, maybe you can tell me what that means, what that expression means on there. Thumb disc, super nice. I believe that's also in titanium, so that's customizable. Speaking of customizable, this knife is really begging to be aftermarket modified. It is beautiful just like it is. I really enjoy that. But, you know, the color scheme is such that it's rather plain. And with all this beautifully milled titanium, I really think this is just begging for a modification. So I'm very tempted to do that. We'll see. I may be sending this one off to Spade as well, at least for an edge. I'll consider an anodization. We've been talking about it, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's bring out another couple of knives for a size comparison here so you have a good idea of what we're looking at. Bring out the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Very similar overall size profile right there in terms of the overall length. The BT1000 being just a little bit longer. Here's the Mule team. In case you're wondering, this is an excellent little around the house knife. I've really used this knife for just about everything around the house for the last 18 months or however long I've had it. Great little knife right there. The Maximet has held up really well. There's a 0055 ZT. Here's another ZT. Here's the BRN GLD. Very similar overall profile to that 0392 and those 3.5-inch frame locks right there. Here's my 0606 with an also interesting pivot going on. A little bit bigger knife right there. Here's my Gavco Shrunk Trasher. Beautiful knife. Love getting that guy on camera right there. Here's a recent acquisition. The most recent acquisition before this was the Spyderco Myrtle. Look how big that Myrtle is compared to this knife right here. I'll bring out another kind of big knife. I've got a Jake Hoback Quieback right here for size comparison. A couple of small knives. How about that? Here's a Kaiser Feist, smaller knife. Here's a Ferrum Forge and Mass Drop Falcon. I like bringing these knives out because it gives you a size comparison and a preview of what's coming up. But that is the BT1000, guys. I'm going to carry this and give you a final diagnosis one day, and it may get customized. So go ahead and click like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Frunkey. And as always, guys, take care.